start off.
Live with breaking news. This is Channel 4 News.
Good morning. We begin with this breaking news. A suspect and a teenager at the center of an Amber Alert has been found by Metro Police in Nashville. And we have live pictures we're going to be bringing you this morning. But we're talking about 28-year-old Daniel Clark, that's the suspect, the gunman, and 15-year-old Trinity Quinn. Now, the story behind this all backed up, a live picture right here. This is near a gas station, Exxon gas station just off Charlotte, where police say Clark allegedly shot and killed a clerk late last night, 58-year-old John Stevens. We've been checking in live with Channel 4's Kim St. Onge all morning long for the very latest as this search has been underway. They've had the SWAT team in place. They've also had helicopters searching for these two all morning.
All right, Holly, we were just handed this just a moment ago. According to Metro Police, both the suspect and his alleged victim have been found in that wooded area in a ditch along Old Hickory Boulevard behind the Dollar General. So here's some video here from Air 4 of what we're looking at here, a live picture, and we can see this wooded area that they're talking about where they were found. They're obviously there to your left. This is exactly what they were hoping would happen. We don't know any details of any injuries or anything like that, but the 15-year-old girl has been found. The gentleman has been apprehended. Again, 15-year-old Trinity Quinn, 28-year-old Daniel Clark, both of them have been found. And Holly, as we're watching this, we can see it's a pretty large police presence here. As you've seen throughout the morning, you've been watching this for several hours now unfold.
Yeah, this is pretty massive. We're going to have more video for you of the actual capture in just a second. We have it for you right there. You can see them taking down the suspect. Again, this is 28-year-old Daniel Clark, said to be a friend of the girl, 15-year-old Trinity Quinn. We actually ran an interview this morning with Trinity's mother, who was saying that they had known this man. She actually had called him Uncle Dan, this 15-year-old, and she was reported missing on Monday. They actually reported her missing on Tuesday, last seen on Monday at an elementary school in Ray County. So they have been looking for her, and this morning they started piecing this together because of this shooting. And then they saw this surveillance picture, which was released, and that's when they saw there is a connection between 28-year-old Daniel Clark and 15-year-old Trinity Quinn. Here's the picture that the TBI had been sending out this morning, and we have been following this, and it matched the surveillance video from the Exxon station this morning where that shooting took place.
And then, of course, we know that they did find the vehicle that they were looking for. There's the surveillance video that got police really interested in this. When they saw the two of them together, they knew what they were dealing with at this point. But they found the vehicle, and so they knew the two were on foot. The problem was they were in that wooded area, which is pretty large. They had to find them, so there's going to be a compelling story of how they found the two. Obviously, we just showed you the video of the capture of Daniel Clark. Looked like they had the long guns out there, had it pointed right on him. The question is, we're still obviously looking to see where they found Trinity, but all indications are right now this is a good situation. They've got him, they've got her, but if you're looking at this video, you can understand we've got a 15-year-old girl with a 28-year-old man. Obviously, they consider her endangered. Not within the last hour, they put Daniel Clark at the top of the TBI's most wanted list. So this is how serious the situation was. We knew that they had been looking in this wooded area for them. We knew that they were on foot. Now we know that they've been found. So as you've watched this throughout the morning, Holly, obviously we've heard from this family. They knew this was a family friend, but I think we're all kind of heightened in what's happened with Tad Cummins and the situation with his abductee, that they wanted to avoid that.
And the search was underway this morning. As you can imagine, the heightened interest of anyone working in the area as well as living in the area, because they knew this man was armed after this fatal shooting this morning there at the gas station. The SWAT team was called in, as we mentioned. Helicopters were underway. They were searching Brookmead Elementary School. They found that it was vacant. They could not find him. Live pictures again. You can see this is right there. If you live in the West Nashville area, you're familiar. This is just in that wooded area right off Charlotte Pike in and Old Hickory Boulevard. But that's where you see this massive presence. Again, incredible police work. Metro Police started on this early this morning. Channel 4's Kim St. Ange was live out there beginning at 4 o'clock in our morning show. And they were pulling in all their resources, all their forces to try and find them. They continued their search through the dark hours as the daylight came. The sun began to rise, and they have been following the situation, pulled in the TBI. Again, after that, you can see incredible sources really working, hunkering down, trying to find them. And then they found not in a vacant building, but actually in this ditch area just off the woods. Now, at this point, we also know, let's see, 28-year-old Daniel Clark, 15-year-old Trinity Quinn. The good news, we have not yet heard from the family, but I'm sure that they have been informed. But we do know, as we mentioned, no other people, as far as we know, have been injured in this situation. The two of them do appear to be unharmed.
So we know that obviously the family is on, Trinity's family is on their way. Our local affiliate there is reporting that their family is on their way here. This is the news that they've looked for. I'm glad we can show you this video again, because again, you can see how they've taken him down. Air 4 showing the video here of the capture of Daniel Clark. They've got him bound there. They've got the guns on him the whole time. And this really is indicative of how serious they had to take this because of the number of the manpower out there, Holly. You mentioned the Metro Police there. Obviously, the TBI, they're wearing their SWAT gear. They know what's at stake here. They know the volatile situation as it is when you have a 28-year-old man and a missing 15-year-old girl on foot in the woods, found in a ditch area. We don't know if he was hiding there. We don't know what the circumstances are of what they were doing there. But, you know, our Air 4 can show you here that they quickly took him into custody. They've got him now, as we've seen, in handcuffs. As it needs to be. The question is, where do they find Trinity? How is she doing? From what we understand, again, they're both found. Hopefully she's in good shape, too.
Yeah, thank goodness they have been found. Well, and part of this, too, I think what police were understanding is, in their minds, they were looking at this man as they were saying he had fatally shot this clerk. He is armed. He is out there. And at that point, they said that basically with a surveillance video, he had walked in and he was just shopping. And then all of a sudden, pulled his gun and fatally shot. Now, that's according to police. That's what they're telling us. Again, this is that Exxon station just off Charlotte Pike, not far from the scene that you are seeing right now. Again, 28-year-old Daniel Clark, 15-year-old Trinity Quinn out of Dayton, out of East Tennessee. Both of them, the suspect and the teen, they were at the center of an Amber Alert that was upgraded earlier this morning. They've been found by Metro Police in Nashville. Again, this live picture right now, if you're just joining us, this is the Bellevue area. This is right off Charlotte Pike and Old Hickory Boulevard. Yeah, it's right by that Dollar General to give some landmarks. It's very close to a Dollar General there. You know, there are a lot of questions of why here. We're just now hearing that we have our Kim St. Ange, our reporter, who has been on the scene there all morning long. Kim, bring us up to speed with what you know.
Right, so just within the last 15 or so minutes, police and SWAT team members here swarmed this wooded area off Old Hickory Boulevard, not too far from Charlotte Pike. Let me step out of the way. There's still several police officers here, and we watched. We were the only news crew as, again, police officers rushed with guns drawn to that wooded area you see there on the left, and they were yelling, you know, stand down, and then just minutes later, really I should say seconds later, we watched as police took out Daniel Clark. He had handcuffs, of course, his hands behind his back, and he was taken to one of the SUVs. We no longer see him. And then shortly after that, that's when they took this missing 15-year-old teen from Dayton, Tennessee, Trinity Quinn. They took her, and she's actually sitting in that dark-colored SUV just in front of us here. So a lot just happened here within the last few minutes. Obviously, police here still investigating this area now has been blocked off on Old Hickory Boulevard. But I have to tell you, we've been talking to some people who live in the nearby townhomes, and the expression on their face was just pure shock and fear to hear that these two, particularly him, this man who's accused now of shooting and killing a 58-year-old gas station clerk last night, that he was found just yards from some of their front doors. So a terrifying situation for some of the folks who live here, but certainly the best possible resolution, because I watched as that teen walk to the car. She too was in handcuffs, but she appeared to be unharmed.
ask you, Kim, is obviously everyone wants to know in this situation. This young girl's been missing now for a while. You said that she appeared to be fine. I can only imagine what she's seen and having the weapons drawn on them. Do you have any idea at this point if they were together when they were found? Were they both in that ditch? Were they in separate areas? Did they come out relatively at the same time?
Yeah, I don't know exactly how close they were. What I can tell you is that police didn't have to go far into the woods to find them here. They were basically standing on the edge between the road and the wooded area. So based off just that and then how quickly they came out of the woods, I'm gonna go ahead and say that they must have been right on the edge here in this wooded area off Old Hickory Boulevard. He probably came out, he definitely came out of the woods first, and then I would say she followed within maybe 45 seconds.
Sure. And I wanted to ask, Kim, the distance from where the car was left and where they were found, how far of a distance did they have to cross on foot? Can you tell?
So I'm going to say that the Walmart parking lot where police found that abandoned minivan that Clark was believed to be driving, I'm going to go ahead and say that was within two to 3 miles, probably more likely 2 miles. And then the Walmart parking lot, again, where that van was found from the actual crime scene where this deadly shooting happened last night, that was probably another half mile or so. So we're talking maybe a total of 3 or so miles.
Okay, right now, for folks who are looking at the bottom of your screen, this does appear to be the 15-year-old Trinity Quinn right there. She's wearing a sweatshirted hoodie right there, but you can see she is waiting to be actually put into that vehicle. And yes, that's what we're being told. It is confirmed that that is the 15-year-old Trinity Quinn that was part of this Amber Alert this morning. Now, we're continuing to follow this, and Kim, thank you for the very latest. I tell you, it's amazing just how quickly everything happened. The tenseness that was happening this morning involving this search with the SWAT team. We had live pictures this morning as they came in with their guns drawn, just trying to find him. And the search was frantic at that point because they knew that this man was accused of fatally shooting this innocent clerk. Sure. At this point, we're seeing they're actually taking off her boots and I guess maybe checking that.
Well, you imagine, who knows if she's been running, you know, how uncomfortable the situation's been for her as she's gone through these last couple hours here, getting into the vehicle. You know, Holly, as you said, on top of it, we have a clerk that's murdered. That's scary enough. Then you have a 15-year-old girl in the situation as well. She was described as endangered. This is about as good as a situation, as an ending as you possibly could hope for. She appears to be physically fine at this point. They have the man in custody, Daniel Clark, and this is exactly what police were hoping for. They want to find them alive. They want to find them unharmed. So that is what we want.
Right now, we are going to listen, and we do have sound from the mother. Let's listen to that.
We know she had a crush on him, but we didn't. We just thought it was like one of those teenager crushes, nothing serious. We love you. We miss you. Your brother misses you, and your sister. Just please come home.
All right, listening to Stephanie Reed there, the mother of Trinity Quinn. You can imagine what the last couple hours have been like for them. We just got some information that the distance between that Exxon and the Dollar General is about 1.5 miles. This wooded area is behind the Dollar General. So, Holly, as you watch this unfold this morning throughout your coverage of this, these two made it from that area through the woods in the dark to where they were found today, right by the road. As we were asking Liz, you know, obviously they seem to be pretty close to there. How long they were hiding there, we don't know.
Right, because obviously this happened in the overnight hours. We know the shooting happened, that was close to 10 o'clock, a little after 9:30. Right. And that's when they had the surveillance video. So all of this happening through the evening hours. And we still don't know exactly what happened to the van, why they had to ditch the minivan that they had been traveling in, but we do know that that was located nearby. And again, all this in West Nashville, the Bellevue area. But great news, again, for folks who are just tuning in. We've been following this story all morning, starting at 4 a.m. 28-year-old Daniel Clark and 15-year-old Trinity Quinn, both the suspect and the teen at the center of this Amber Alert, found by Metro Police. It appears to be unharmed here in the Nashville.
We like to be able to report this kind of news to you. We've got a lot more coverage coming up for you. There's a lot of questions about how the Amber Alert was handled today, why there seemed to be I don't know if delay is the right word, but several hours passed before the Amber Alert went out. We've got crews working on that. We're talking to the family. We've got a lot to get it, and you're going to have the latest at noon today.
All of it. Team coverage. It's all coming up at noon. We'll see you then.